Yeah, fine. Thank you. Very good. Everything nice, nice weather, everything perfect.
Everything. Well, that's good. We had like a sand something dust from Sahara for the last couple of days. So the weather was a bit like Mars or something like that.
Yeah, we had also a lot of red sand of the Sahara thing here in Germany.
Yeah.
Was looking, yeah, very interesting.
Yeah. It was kind of weird. It was like a science fiction movie almost.
Yeah.
And how is everything with you and the pandemic and all this? You've been able to keep safe and all that?
Oh, I mean, in a way, I'm lucky. I never get anything, and yeah, I mean, it was a little bit boring, Let's say it this way. And yeah, we did only in 2 years, four shows. It's not that much, but in a way, I was quite busy at the studio, and I did a lot of things in the studio. So yeah, and finally, the last thing what I did was the cover album.
Yeah. And speaking of My Way, obviously on the record, there's a lot of covers that, are obvious in a way, but others are not. And My Way from Frank Sinatra is probably one of that people didn't expect you to do. You were a big fan of Frank Sinatra, always.
No, I mean, when I was really young, I saw Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin on TV, I think they were drunk also when they were singing, but anyway. No, I mean, the reason why I put this song on the album is also the lyric-wise fits to my career, but um, um, we had this song when I did the Dirkschneider tour. That was the outro, of in the end, say goodbye to the audience, and that was the original one with Frank Sinatra. So, and then when we put out the DVD and the live CD, we want to have this song on there, in the end. And yeah, and then the publishing company said, no, you don't get the rights. So, and then we said, okay, I do it then on my own, and here we go. And when it came then to the cover album now, we said, okay, we remix the whole song, make it a little bit different, and yeah, and so it fits perfectly at the end of the album. I mean, I think a lot of people that don't expect this,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah, it works well. And, that song is so emotional in a way that it's like saying almost goodbye to everything. And
Yeah, yeah, but I don't say goodbye to anything, no. It has nothing to do with this, I mean, also the whole album is like I put songs on the album. I was listening to when in the 70s, 60s, 80s, that was my favorite songs. But it was not songs that inspired me or inspired me to sing like this or whatever. It was just songs I really like, and I was listening to these songs. It was my favorite songs. And so then when we came to make the decision to do a cover album, then I said, okay, I was making a list. And I said, okay, if we do the cover album, I would love to do this song, these songs. And for me, a very important point on this album was that I can put my own character on there, I mean, it makes no sense to try to cover Freddie Mercury or Klaus Meine or whatever, that can be a little bit shaky. But yeah, and so I think we also was arranging a couple of songs different. Some songs you make a little bit harder than normally, and so that everything was important, that everything fits together with my voice, So
Yeah.
and I think in the end, I think, yeah, I'm happy what we did, and I think the result is well, I'm quite happy with this.
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied listening to the versions, and they sound great. Obviously, you mentioned Freddie Mercury, Queen, "We Will Rock You." You went a bit more for like the fast version that we can hear on Live
Yeah,
Killers, so to say,
yeah.
which for me, I remember listening to Live Killers and thinking why they didn't do this more often.
Yeah, I mean, also very interesting with "We Will Rock You." So there was a guy, Peter Coates. He was very much into arranging songs. He was playing a lot of guitars on this album, and he's a very good friend of Brian May. And he was sending him this version, and then Brian May said, "Wow, say hello to Udo, great version, well done." Okay, thank you very much. Well, a big honor. Yeah, and it was like, I mean, and he was also saying, "Oh, thank God they're not the other version, that is the really good heavy version." Yeah, so also on this album, they are not only world hits on this. No, there are some songs. I think, for example, like "Not the City Limits" with Tina Turner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm a big, huge Tina Turner fan. So yeah, I said okay. I mean, I like this song, and then we tried to make it in my way. So I think it worked out also very well. I think it's also a song that the people doesn't expect really.
Yeah.
To hear not the City Limits on this album.
Yeah, I remember, Tina Turner because my dad was a huge fan of Tina Turner. I think he was more a fan of her legs than the music, but that's
okay. That's a different thing.
But you ended up going with the music anyway, and that was a surprise. Obviously, you won't move the legs like she did. I think no one can move, singing, moving the legs the way she did. She was, unique doing that.
Definitely.
Well,
Definitely.
I would like to see you like doing that song live. When you do a tour, are you planning to play some of these songs live?
We will see. I mean, of course, now we start touring in the beginning of June in South America. So in a couple of weeks, we start rehearsing everything. The set list, making up the set list is always a nightmare, to make a set list. And maybe, I don't know, we will see, maybe, 2 or 3 songs, maybe we will rehearse this. We will see which songs are working the best, and then maybe not every evening, but when we are in a mood to do it, then maybe we play 1 or 2 cover songs, So we will see. The best thing for UDO is definitely, Clairs of Motorhead.
Yeah.
That will be really like, yeah, And I mean, we will see. But at the moment, it's not really planned.
Yeah, very good. And obviously on this record, you sing, and this is weird, because you're German. You're singing for the first time in German.
Yes.
Because I don't think anybody was aware of that fact until now. Why only now?
I mean, it's definitely about the lyrics. The lyrics on this song are definitely present or reflect. Let's say reflect is a better word. It's reflecting my whole career. The bad times, good times. Never look back. Look always forward. There is no way back. And and that fits perfectly for my thinking. How I think. I never look back. I always look forward and say, okay, everything is history. And now go forward, that's the most important thing for me. And I mean, I heard this song in 2002, it came out. And the lyrics, I don't know why, but it was really sticking in my head, And when I was making up the lists, and I said, yeah, I want to do this song. But the first idea was to translate the German lyrics into English lyrics,
Yeah.
But the sense was gone of the lyrics, was not really the same. So, and then I said, okay, let's try it in German. And this is also quite funny. I mean, I thought to sing in my mother language was easy, you know, of course. No, it was not easy. You know, that was the most difficult recording, vocal recording on the album. You know, that to get the words right, and you know the meaning and timing with German words are completely different than if you are singing in English. You know, so yeah. But I think in the end, the guy who wrote the song, he said also, well done. Good. So, I mean, this song in this version is more heavy than the original one.
Yeah.
The original one is more electronic, poppy stuff, very soft, you know. But yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's a good version. And I think also the people today, it's just the premiere of the video, you know.
Yeah.
And so far, I saw that already. That the people say, "What? What is this?" You know, wow. And yeah, so I think there's also another surprise. You know, that I do something like this. But surprises are always good.
Yeah, they are. And you know, would this open the door for you to try to write a song in German?
Yeah, very interesting question. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, already some people come up and say, "Wow, why are you not doing a whole album in German? Look like Rammstein doing this all." I said, "Yeah, Rammstein. I'm not Rammstein." You know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you're something, you know, really interesting lyrics or whatever, can be happen that we do something like a bonus track in German or whatever, you know. But at the moment, nothing is planned for the next album. You know, we had already some ideas for the next UDO album, but slowly.
Yeah,
it takes some time. It will, let's say, the next UDO album will not out before next year after the summer or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
First, we have to go on tour. This is the most important thing, you know. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, you know. And I think now the whole Corona stuff is over. The most of the countries they handle Corona now like if you're having let's say, a heavy cold, you know, fever and like stuff like that. So, and I think this time, I think that will be possible to start touring again, you know.
And
hopefully.
You're going to do South America first and then Europe, festivals, you know, that's the plan.
And then after the festival season, we start now on the 1st of September in Europe. Normally, I'm on tour now, right now in Europe, but I'm sitting here doing interviews now. And and then the whole European tour goes until the end of November, December. There's one thing, in October it was normally planned to do a long Russian tour, what we always do in Russia, but this is canceled. You know, we don't go to Russia, definitely not. And we will see, maybe we can do some more shows in Europe, you know. But it's not so easy booking-wise, you know. Everybody wants to go on tour. Yeah. You know, it's not to get the right dates, you not you have the right traveling plan and all that stuff. Not so easy, but we try to do some more European shows then. And if we don't do any more shows in October, we have free time, then we definitely be using the time to work on the UDO album, you know. So it's anyway always something to do.
Yeah. And you know, during these 2 years, obviously you said you play like 4 shows or something. That was probably the longest stint for you to be away from the stage, you know, for not playing live. Was it weird not being able to go on the road? Did you feel like being at home, like, what am I doing here? What's happening?
Yeah, sometimes, you know, I mean, I was in a way, let's say, quite busy in this during these two years. I mean, I did a lot of stuff in the studio. I mean, we was working on the VR1 album with the German Army Forces Orchestra. We did a live DVD from Bulgaria, the pandemic survival. Then we did the Dirkschneider and the old gang thing, you know, there was just an EP, but it was more a charity thing, you know, the money was going to UDO and our crew. Then I came up with Game Over, and then now the cover album. So I was in a way quite busy, but, you know, I was sitting also sometimes at home and was like, you know, nothing to do. And, you know, it's like, I was really thinking, you know, I mean, this is like maybe the way if you are retiring. No,
No.
no, this definitely not my life. You know, no. Yeah, but so for me, it's like, you know, I still love to be on tour. Yeah, also it's always good to work on the new stuff, composing and stuff like that, you know. But the most important thing for us, for the whole band, is being on stage, playing in front of people, you know, see that they enjoy everything, and that's the best part of it, you know.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, hopefully this time Corona doesn't stop us.
Is it still, you know, a challenge for you to be in the studio writing and composing? Does it still, you know, has the same appeal as it did, you know, when you started the career?
Let's say now it's much easier about the modern technology, you know, but everything goes faster. I mean, in the old days, you know, you did also the arranging, the pre-production, you know, for weeks in the studio. Okay, at this time, money was, nobody cares about this, you know. But now, I mean, with all this, like, we do everything like in the beginning with all the ideas. We do everything over the internet, you know. So like, okay, then they sent me some ideas. I listened to that and I said, okay. So, and then normally if we say, okay, let's, for example, we had these 17 songs, these songs we want to do, then normally we go into a rehearsal room or a small studio, and then we are working on this, like really like the old days, you know. Okay, much faster. I mean, now the drums has to play not 100 times. First of all, you can make it like you know, like also computer drums, and so everything goes quicker than it was in the old days. But then, you know, for us it's very important still to work on the songs face to face. You know, it's like, you are directly contacting, hey, no, I play it like this, no, yeah, I have an idea for this, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So, and then the producer is coming, and then he said, okay, yeah, maybe we can arrange it a little bit here, different than here and here, and then the recording process starts, you know. So it's easier than it was in the old days, let's say it this way, you know. But it's still, I like to create new stuff. That's still very interesting.
Yeah. And, you know, when it comes to you're speaking about the live performances and choosing a set list, it's getting difficult by the day now to pick up songs. And, you know, especially with, you know, with UDO still, you know, you have the accept songs that you did that people still want to hear anyway. Is it difficult to put, you know, everything together and make everybody happy, but especially make yourself happy when you go on stage?
Yeah, I mean, believe me, this is a nightmare, you know. But you cannot satisfy everybody, you know. But we always try. We knew, okay, we have to play this and this songs, you know. I mean, also of UDO, there are also some classic stuff. So, and then we try always to put some songs in there we didn't play for a long time, or we never played also. And then, of course, except, will be always like 3 or 4 songs in the end, you know, as an encore, not in the main set list. And it's also like, we are still a band. We are not playing only 90 minutes. We are always over 2 hours, It's, I don't know why, but it always happens. We always say, no, we make it just maybe 1 hour, 50 minutes, but no, it's always like 2 hours, 15 minutes, And so, yeah, we try to do our best. Of course, after touring, or people, they say, yeah, why you're not playing this song and this song? What we also do is, for example, in South America, they like more the faster stuff, So then we have, in a way, for some countries, a little different set list, And I knew in Europe, it's more like melodies, especially in Russia or in Eastern countries like Czech Republic, Poland, and all that stuff. They like more the more melodic stuff. And if you come to Spain, Italy, Portugal, or Greece, they're also more into the faster stuff, So that means, of course, I have a lot of experience, and I know in which countries we have to play which songs, So that means, but it's always like a really heavy rehearsal, we always rehearse 35 songs, and then so that we can change,
Yeah.
But but it's also, it's still a nightmare, It's like, okay, here we go. It's like a lottery, I'm making up a set list. Everybody in the band is making up a set list, and then you say, okay, very near. Oh, yeah, I didn't. Oh, no, I would not remember this song. Yeah, that can be interesting, And then it's come together. It's not so easy. So easy. But what can you do?
Yeah, and when you hear those 35 songs, when you go on tour and to change, the set list, after a few shows and everything, can you still remember all the lyrics okay? Or you just say before a show, if you're playing like a song you haven't played, you have to go through the lyric sheet to kind of check it?
I've been honest, I have a teleprompter on stage.
Okay.
Really, not a big one, but it's just for safe,
Yeah.
I'm not always looking like, the whole time on the thing, but sometimes, if we are changing some songs, then you need not the whole lyric, but you need some parts,
Yeah.
Then, okay, then it's okay. Yeah, otherwise, no, it's like, I don't have a problem with this teleprompter thing, Sometimes on tour, there is coming a completely new song. I say, maybe let's do this song. And then we start rehearsing this during the sound check, and then we play this in the evening, And then it's like sometimes the lyrics, okay, how are the lyrics? Okay, like this, And then you have it on the teleprompter, you can say, okay, you're safe,
Yeah.
I know some singers, they're always looking the whole time on this teleprompter. No, this is no.
That's probably a sign that they haven't rehearsed the songs well enough.
Maybe. Maybe.
Did you ever had a moment, back in the day or anything, that you forgot the lyric of a song? Did that ever happen to you?
Yeah, not the whole lyrics, but if you let's say at the beginning of a word is now which word was it, and there's like but it's coming then,
Yeah.
It's like and if you have the first word, then then everything is okay. Yeah, sometimes it was happen that you have a blackout, it's like or you do like it's the microphone into the audience and the singlet, Yeah, I'll be honest. There's also, you can use some tricks,
Yeah.
But the most of the time, we are really heavy guys with rehearsing, and normally it's for me just what I said. The teleprompter is for me like just a safety thing, and helpful if we are changing songs, It's
Yeah.
like and maybe you look on the first or second night a little bit more, but then it's like, okay, here we go,
Yeah.
So yeah, So, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, and you had a long career. You probably achieved a lot that probably you didn't even think of. Is there still anything for you left to achieve or to do, or something that you would like to do with your career?
At the moment, I mean, I did nearly everything. I did an album with orchestra. I did a cover album. I don't know. We will see maybe what's coming up. I had some ideas in my head, but we will see. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of things to do with this idea, but maybe if I have time enough, maybe I can do something like that. But I don't want to tell you what it is.
Yeah. Let's not spoil.
Okay, but we have not that much time left. I have to do it in the next interview.
Yeah. Just a final question. When was the moment that you realized that, I made it? That, okay, I'm going to be a musician, that it's working?
That was let's say in the 80s. Yeah, before we did the Breaker album, that was the point to say, I have to make the choice, become a professional musician or taking over the factory of my parents, So, and then I said, okay, I go for the madness. So here we go. And I'm still there after 40 years or more than 40 years, So yeah. And I think that was for me the right thing to do. And some people, they ask me, if you had the chance to start again, you will do everything the same. Say yes. Yeah, you're learning in a way from a lot of things, Yeah. So yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
All right, Udo, thank you very much for your time.
The next one is already disturbing me.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure to talk to you. Hope to see you in Portugal soon. All right?
Yeah, okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. You too. Bye-bye.